Life insurance is a need, not a want. So my job is to make sure we leave a check behind, not a bill behind to your daughter.
To move into a couple different client scenarios, okay? We mentioned, like, if you've been here a couple years, it's kind of like a handful of clients, right? Like, this is one you run into a lot. Clients, especially you're doing final expense, clients approaching retirement. How do you handle these clients? How do you treat them any different than other clients? I'm 60 years old, getting ready for retirement. I'm not in that working phase, but they filled something out for life insurance.
And they're looking to retire?
Yes.
So my job is to make sure you get your life insurance set up before you are on a fixed income, because right now you're in control of your budget, because a lot of people when they go to retire, they look at their budget because they understand that they're going to be on a fixed income. So my job is to make sure we budget around your life insurance. We don't put life insurance in your budget, because at the end of the day, life insurance is a lot more important than your Netflix bill. It's a lot more important than your cigarettes, your Pepsi, your Coke. It's a lot more important than the stuff that you don't need. Life insurance is a need, not a want. So my job is to make sure we leave a check behind, not a bill behind to your daughter. And our job is to make sure we have your budget set in stone, so by the time you do retire, you know what your bills are and you know what your investments are.
Love it. Another one, single parents. You're raised by a single dad, right?
I was.
You meet with single parents all the time. It's a different approach, because if it's husband and wife, it's easy, right? Hey, you drop dead, you want your wife to be ticked, vice versa. Single parents, a lot of times their incomes, their budget isn't what a married couple would be. What's your approach there?
So be honest with you, Mike, I grew up in a single household. I knew what it was like to live paycheck to paycheck. I knew what it was like to see my dad work a couple jobs to take care of stuff. Life insurance is the most important thing when you are in a single household. Let me ask you this. Who would take care of the kids if you were to pass away?
I don't even know, man. Maybe my brother.
Brother? Well, now you're adding 2 extra bills into your brother's household. So our job is to make sure we put it into perspective for you. What would it look like if you were to pass away with no life insurance? Because somebody's going to have to take care of them.
Right.
Your brother's adding 2 people in the household that he was not prepared for. Life insurance is to leave money behind so we can take care of the kids, but also take care of your brother to make sure that he has money set aside, so if something does happen to you, he has money to take care of the kids.
Love it. This has been great, dude. It's awesome. Last thing I'll ask you is, you do a lot of recruiting, bringing on new agents. There's a lot of people out there watching that, want to build an agency. Everyone says they want to, but some of them really do, right?
It's just like football. Everyone puts a helmet on. They always say when they hit somebody. And
everyone wants to play until they get hit.
Yeah, until they get hit.
What should they be looking for in an agent, right? Like, we say give anyone a shot, sure, but in your mind, what's the ideal agent?
Coachability. I'd say if they're willing to be coachable long term, they're going to get the results. And the way you tell if somebody's coachable is if they get results. So if they're getting results, they're listening to you, because obviously you got the results that they were getting when you were doing it. Yeah. So I always tell people, coachability, you might not see the results for a couple months, but if they're being coachable, long term, you're going to see the results. So I always look in coachability. I don't really look in like, are they dressed in a suit?
Sure.
Do they have their hat? Are they up straight in their seat? Like, I don't really necessarily look for that. I look at, are they coachable? Are they going to listen? Do they implement? Implementing is huge, because I can give you all the knowledge. If you're not going to implement it, it comes down to coachability. If you're not going to implement it, there's no point of being in business in general. And there's nothing wrong with a 9-to-5. Like, those people that don't implement need to be in a 9-to-5.
What are some red flags that you see early on? I think that a lot of times in this business, we ignore I call it the honeymoon phase, right? Yeah. A guy gets an agent. He's great, Jay. He's wonderful. And you're like, no, dude, look at all these things he's doing. What are some, I guess, blatant red flags that you pick up on? Show
me your habits and I'll show you your bank account. So I look on habits. Are they waking up? Are they disciplined? Do they have daily habits? Because daily habits set up the rest of your day. And a habit is something you do the rest of your life. So if they lack and they're inconsistent in their habits, they're going to be inconsistent in business. And it's like, just like if you don't make your bed and your room's unorganized, you're going to be unorganized in business. So that's what I look for, is their habits, because their habits will dictate everything else. So what are their habits like? Are they consistent with their habits? And obviously, how do they react to adversity? Because if they look at adversity like a bad thing and they react terribly, if they don't fix in the first couple of weeks or a month their attitude about adversity, they're not going to fix it long term.
Yeah, absolutely. Dude, it's been great. Again, I appreciate you coming up doing this.